MacDonald XF85 Goblin. This tiny jet was designed in the United States as a parasite fighter, meant to be carried inside a bomber and released mid-air to defend it. Its compact size made it unique, but also extremely difficult to control. Pilots struggled to dock it back into the bomber after flight, especially in turbulent air. Despite proving that the concept was technically possible, the risks and limitations made it impractical, and the project was abandoned. Convair XF92. This experimental aircraft was one of the first attempts to test a delta wing design in the United States. It helped engineers understand how triangular wings behave at high speeds, which later influenced more successful aircraft. However, the XF92 itself suffered from poor handling and limited performance. It was never intended for combat use, and its role remained purely experimental before being retired. Republic XF84H Thunder Screech. This aircraft stands out for its unusual turboprop engine designed to reach near supersonic speeds. The spinning propeller created shock waves that produced extremely loud noise, reportedly causing physical discomfort to people on the ground. Pilots found the aircraft difficult to control due to strong torque and vibration. Only a few test flights were completed before the program was canceled. Lockheed XF90. Developed as a long-range escort fighter, this jet aimed to accompany bombers over vast distances. It featured a rugged design and advanced fuel capacity for its time. However, it struggled with insufficient engine power, which limited its speed and effectiveness. As jet engine technology improved, better performing alternatives made the XF90 unnecessary. Northrop YF23. This stealth fighter prototype competed in the United States Air Force's Advanced Tactical Fighter program. It emphasized stealth and high speed, with a sleek and distinctive design. While it performed exceptionally well in testing, it ultimately lost to the F-22 due to concerns about development risk and production readiness. Despite its capabilities, it never entered service. Boeing X32. This aircraft was Boeing's entry in the Joint Strike Fighter competition. It featured a large air intake and a design optimized for simplicity and cost efficiency. However, its appearance reflected deeper aerodynamic compromises, and it faced challenges in meeting performance requirements, especially in vertical lift tests. The contract was awarded to its competitor, ending the X-32 program. Mikoyan MiG 1.44. This Russian prototype was intended to be a fifth-generation fighter with advanced avionics and maneuverability. It represented an ambitious step forward for post-Soviet aviation. However, economic difficulties in Russia delayed development for years, and only a single prototype was ever completed. By the time it flew, the project had already lost momentum and was eventually discontinued. Sukhoi SU47 Berkut. This experimental Russian jet featured forward-swept wings, a rare design choice aimed at improving agility and control. While it demonstrated impressive maneuverability, the wing structure faced significant stress issues at high speeds. The materials required to solve these problems were expensive and complex, limiting its practicality. It remained a test platform rather than becoming an operational fighter. Dault Mirage 4000. This French fighter was designed as a larger and more powerful counterpart to the Mirage 2000. It offered impressive performance and payload capacity, making it a strong contender for export markets. However, it lacked sufficient domestic support and failed to secure international buyers. Without funding, the project could not move beyond the prototype stage. Avro, Canada, CF105, Aero. This interceptor was one of the most advanced aircraft of its time, developed in Canada during the Cold War. It was designed to counter high-speed Soviet bombers with cutting-edge speed and altitude capabilities. Despite its technical success, the program was canceled due to political decisions and shifting defense priorities. Its sudden termination remains one of the most debated moments in aviation history. Grumman 10F Jaguar. This naval fighter prototype experimented with variable sweep wings, allowing it to change wing shape during flight. The idea promised flexibility between speed and stability. However, the technology was not mature enough, and the aircraft faced serious engine and control issues. The concept was later refined in other aircraft, but the Jaguar itself was canceled early. Heinkel, He 162. This German jet was developed rapidly during the final stages of World War II as an emergency fighter. It was designed to be simple and quick to produce, even using non-traditional materials like wood. While it was fast for its time, it suffered from structural weaknesses and limited pilot training. Its late introduction and reliability issues prevented it from making a meaningful impact. Curtiss Wright XF87 Blackhawk. This early American jet interceptor was designed for all-weather operations, a challenging requirement at the time. It featured a large airframe and multiple crew members to handle radar systems. However, it was underpowered and struggled to meet performance expectations. Competing designs proved more capable, leading to its cancellation before production. Yakovlev Yak 141. This Soviet vertical takeoff fighter was an advanced attempt to create a supersonic VTOL aircraft. It demonstrated impressive capabilities, including vertical takeoff and high-speed flight. However, technical complexity and the collapse of the Soviet Union halted its development. Only a few prototypes were built, and the program never reached operational status. FMA CIA 90. This Argentine project aimed to develop a modern multi-role fighter domestically. It was an ambitious effort to establish independent aerospace capability. However, economic constraints and limited industrial resources prevented the project from progressing beyond early stages. It remained a concept rather than a completed aircraft.